Hello everyone and welcome to Topic A. I'm your host, Gary Perna. This week on Topic A, we're going to talk about the J.W.Cooper School in Shenandoah and the new J.W.Cooper Community Center. We're going to take a stroll down memory lane and we're going to talk about the efforts to revitalize the school into a new and beautiful community center. You don't want to miss this Topic A here on WYLN, so stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home outdoor fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure, exploring local parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and free. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre, guided walks and bike rides, the D&L Trail, and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them on the website. Start exploring today.
Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV features performances and interviews with the best musicians from all over, showcasing their original music and sharing their stories. Watch Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV Thursdays at 8, Sundays at 9 on WYLN TV 35. The Beer Garage, 202 East Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. More than just beer. Coffee, all sizes, only $1. Get your lottery tickets here too. Stop in today, The Beer Garage in Hazleton.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet Juan, who had a motorcycle injury way back when he was a teenager that came back to cause some problems for him later on in life. Now, with great chiropractic care, he's better. His daughter's getting help. His son goes for wellness. We just have to get his wife in. Their story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Welcome back to Topic A, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm very pleased to be joined by Kent Steinmans, who is the president of the J.W.Cooper Community Center. And Kent, been a long time kind of fixture here in WYLN, talking about this for a number of years. So great to have you now on Topic A.
Well, thank you, Gary, for having me back.
A couple weeks ago, you reached out to me and said, hey, we have this great event coming up, and we want to talk about the first annual gala night, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But first, I want to start with kind of the background of the J.W.Cooper School. Tell us what it was up until its final closure in 2009.
Okay. Well, my facts aren't written in stone, but I try my best. In 1985, the high school closed. I believe that's when they built the new high school on the west side of town, and they converted the Cooper building to the elementary school. And that was open until, I believe, 92 or 93, when they had built then the new elementary school beside the new high school.
Right.
At that point, the building was empty until 2009, when we were able to get control of the structure.
Now, it sat empty for 18 years almost without anything happening. So when you guys were able to get control of it to start talking about a community center, was there a lot that had to be done to start bringing it up to code?
Yes. Well, it's still not up to code, but we are making great progress. The building itself had 16 means of just entering it, either through broken windows, through doors that weren't there, and quite a few or quite a bit of garbage had accumulated. There was 16 ton that we took out initially. Wow. There's about 5 ton of debris yet to be moved. There was quite a bit of drug paraphernalia throughout the building, and we're pretty sure there were people living, squatters in the building. We never actually saw anybody, but there was furniture set up in such a way they could tell people had been living there until we took over. So the first thing we did was secure the building initially. We boarded up all the windows that were missing that could be accessed from street level.
Right.
We put 2 new front doors on, and we restored the power and the water, and then we started the task of resealing the roof,
Right.
which is, as some joke, $1 million project because it's just so large. And we're still not done, but we've got to 99.5% of all the leaks
Right.
taken care of.
And that's a flat roof, so that also probably caused some
Yes.
little issues with everything.
That's true. There's only one main drain in the northeast corner, and there was a hole over that drain, 144 square feet large.
Wow.
So when you walked into that corner, all you saw was the sky. So that's the corner that the elevator will be going into. The state was fantastic as far as the Preservation PA and the Pennsylvania Historic Museum Commission. They made multiple visits. And rather than putting an elevator on the outside of the building, because now we've been determined eligible for the National Registry, they prefer us not to change anything on the outside
Right.
if we don't have to. Whereas because that corner had already been ruined, we've gutted it already. We've contacted the Reading Elevator Company. We have some prints. We're going to be going through labor and industry to get the permits secured, and then we'll build the shaft. The elevator company will actually install the elevator.
And, you know, back probably when this was built in the late 1800s, 1900s?
Actually, 1917.
1917. A lot of it was probably block and brick and stone. So, I mean, that's a lot of structural issues you have to deal with, when, especially an aging building.
Yeah, well, the good news is it's actually a steel structure. It's
okay.
a steel superstructure with 30 inches of brick on the north-south walls and 24 inches of brick. It's either 6 rows thick or 8 rows thick. And they're called curtain walls. And I found this out once we had some structural engineers take a look at it. They merely keep the weather out and hold the windows in place. The roof is actually held up by steel as well as the floors.
Oh, okay.
So the walls could technically fall down and the building will still be standing.
Wow.
When we had lost one of the windows a few years ago, that was obviously a concern on Lehigh Street. So we quickly had 2 firms take a look at the building, and then it was determined, well, that's all that's going to fall out, you know.
Yeah, wow.
And that was due to the damage from the preceding years, the water getting in there and freezing.
So, since being able to take over the structure and start cleaning it out and start moving stuff, have there been, I know there have been a number of fundraising events that you guys have held. What is the process, and where are you guys standing at right now, thanks to all the funds that have been raised to this point?
Well, there haven't really been a whole lot of funds raised. We have had a number of fundraising events, but it's not nearly the millions that are really needed to tackle this project. Early on the business incubator, we had 7 small businesses leasing space up until the closure in 2012 due to an issue with not being ADA compliant.
Right.
And there is no elevator in the building. There never had been, nor is it really designed for such. So labor and industry was nice enough to give us an extension, or a variance, I should say. And then we quickly called the elevator company. Unfortunately, it's a $240,000 project to put that elevator shaft in there. Now, they've given us a variance, and I've already talked to the advisory board, and they're going to extend it. I just have to go down, I believe, in November and present my case, show what we've done so far, and I believe they'll be pretty happy and give us another extension. Although we have yet been able to reopen the business center, which was really the source of funds to see the building through. So we've been trying harder now using external means of fundraising, such as the golf tournaments, our first gala. We have a website set up. People can make donations over that.
So we had, I know a number of times our cameras have down and toured the facility. You know, if somebody who went to school there, you know, went to high school there, and they would walk in there today, has there a lot that's changed in the building, or is it still kind of almost the same kind of feel and texture?
It's actually pretty much the same. We're trying our hardest to restore it to the exact way it pretty much looked back in 1917. Well, there have been some minor changes. Some firewalls have been installed, and some of the door designs had changed, but by and large, it's all there. Unfortunately, the stained glass windows, the spiral staircase in the gym, the banister on the balcony, that had all been stripped before we were able to get control. Most of the wiring had been pulled out, as well as the plumbing. So we're all replacing it with the exact, you know, of course we're upgrading the wiring. And of course the windows, over 600 of the panes have been broken. We're replacing that with the original 1/8 inch plate glass on the outside.
You know, so before we go to commercial break, you know, why do this? Why, you know, what was the big push to save this building in Shenandoah?
Well, initially, Valerie McDonald, who has since passed away, it was her brainchild to turn this building, which would have had to have been torn down a few years ago, into a community center. By doing so, we saved the city, according to Valerie, $400,000 that they would have had to pay to tear it down. That's now been prevented from happening. And the city doesn't have a swimming pool, an indoor rec center, a business incubator, an 800-seat theater. It's all right there in the building. All we need is the local help to make it possible.
All right, and some great efforts in moving this forward. Stay with us here, everyone. When we come back on Topic A, we're going to talk about the first annual gala night that will be held to benefit the J.W.Cooper School and Community Center now. And we'll hear some great, interesting stories when we come back here on Topic A. Stay with us.
Valley Scoops and More in Stewart's on Route 93 in the Cunningham Valley is your destination for tasty foods, delicious ice cream, and great family fun. With Stewart's now offering a variety of quality hot foods and Scoops offering 30 flavors of quality Wybe's ice cream, shakes, flurries, sundaes, and more, you're sure to leave satisfied without blowing the family budget. For fun, we offer a beautiful 18-hole mini golf course and climate-controlled indoor seating with arcade games. Visit us for fun and food and, of course, ice cream.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi Electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs live. America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Stars of Tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pigs schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Blam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
And we've got just the dealer.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional airtimes. Only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. And we're talking about the J.W. Cooper Community Center in Shenandoah. And we just learned all about the background and the history to it, thanks to Kent. And Kent, I want to go on before we talk about the gala night. You guys on the committee and the organization now overseeing all this, 501c3, so people are able to make some nice donations to you guys with being a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Yes, they are, and it is a tax-deductible donation. We'll send you a letter of donation if you request. Right. For the really small donations, usually that's not an issue, but anything $50 and more, we'll be happy to send you a letter of donation. We do have a few events that we've established so as to raise money a little bit quicker because it's coming in so slow. Most of us work full time, then volunteer a day or two a week to continue maintaining the building and making it better.
Now, during the commercial break, we're talking about the pool in the school is the oldest pool that was inside a school building and was heated for its time. So to be able to save that and have that is kind of a big deal for you guys.
Yeah, we're really excited about the pool. I would love someday to obviously have it open to the public, or have a doctor rent it for a therapy pool of sorts. But it's in really good shape. The feasibility study that was done in 2005 by the Heritage Partners in Lancaster even stated that the pool was in pristine condition, and it still is.
And I know the pool, the theater, and the gym all will be staying as part of the revitalization, and like you said, hopefully one day will be open for everyone.
Yes, even the 20 classrooms, they'll be just the way they were. We would like to turn them into vendor suites, but that being said, they won't need to change any of the structure. They'll just have their tables or desks set up in a room that was originally a classroom, and still the same.
And one more thing before we go to the gala, you said that the kind of the theme when it gets to that point would kind of still be as it was when it was first built back in 1917. So there'll be a lot of vintage kind of looking, the walls and the floor and all that to kind of tie it back to its original heritage.
Yes, we're trying to match the original paint. We're trying to match all the original sconces. Now, many have been destroyed over the years, but we're trying to have them rebuilt. It won't be perfect, but it'll be pretty close. Even the lighting, we're trying to replicate. The only original lights in the building are in the auditorium. All the other lights are reproductions. But if an alumni comes back, they have yet to think they're not the original lights, which make us feel good.
Awesome. Now, we have the first annual gala night, which is coming up on Friday, July 8th, down at the Ramada Hotel in downtown Pottsville. So how did this idea come up to have a gala night to benefit the community center?
Well, over the years, a number of photographers from every state on the East Coast, except for Florida and in Maine, have been in Shenandoah to take pictures. Some have come from as far as Canada. One fella, Fabiano Parisi, came in from Italy, and some have come from, well, one fella, I believe, from Cuba had come up, and they just love the building, the history behind it, and what they do is they monitor the progress on the images on the Facebook or on the internet, as does Thaddeus Stevens College in Lancaster. I'll get a call occasionally, and they'll say, you know, you're doing this right, you're doing this. You know, tell people not to write on the blackboards because of the age. It's not good for them. So one of the photographers from the School of Rochester, I'm not sure the name of the school, he came down, we ate at the Park Restaurant, and he took a picture of the building. His name was A.C. Slade, and of course I didn't know who he was at the time, until he called me back a few months later and said, I'm the bass player for Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. You know, would you mind if I come back again? And of course I couldn't say no. So we gave him a walkthrough, and then he asked if they could do a benefit concert in Pottsville for us to help raise money, and that's what we're going to do next Friday.
So the gala night will be a night, of course, of music and, you know, togetherness and talking, of course, all about the great cause that you guys are fighting for, and to have the Cooper Community Center be open again. So what is included? What can people see? What can they do all at the gala night on July 8th? Well,
it starts at 5 o'clock in the evening on Friday. From 5 to 6, there'll be champagne and drinks available to anybody that comes, and that's all included. There'll be quite a bit of artwork from various photographers from all over the area that will be on display. There'll be some authors there that are writing some books about Shenandoah and or the building itself. From 6 to 7, Hess Catering from Schuylkill Haven will be providing a meal. Your choice will be either stuffed flounder, sirloin tips, or stuffed shells, and then all the fixings that go with it. Then at 7 o'clock, the band Dark Horse, which is a Schuylkill County band with a Tommy D, or Tom Dragalis, who's also the president of the Schuylkill Historical Society. He and his band will be playing 60s and 70s, 80s hits. And then Rachel Lauren and the Blackstraps, who have A.C. Slade as their bass player, Danny LaMagna as their drummer, and Jasper. They're going to be playing then. During the meal, we have a concert pianist, Angel Steinmetz, who's actually my aunt. She'll be playing classical music throughout our meal. Yingling has donated quite a few door prizes, and there have been others donated by corporate sponsors that will be given out during the gala event. So we're really looking forward to a fantastic evening.
If somebody is interested in getting us the information is up on the screen, how can they get tickets? Is there still time for them to be involved?
Yes. Technically, the 1st of July was the cutoff date for the meal. Anybody can come at 7 o'clock. Dick Yingling gave me this huge plastic beer bottle with a little slot on the top. So, a donation would be nice, but, we don't want to keep anybody from enjoying the evening. Although Sandy at Hess Catering did tell me today that we don't like to say no to anybody. So even if you call me over the holiday weekend, we will squeeze you in for a meal. You can either call me on my cell, which is 570-617-8920. If I don't answer, just leave a message. Or you can email me at kent@steinmetzjewelers.com.
Okay, and of course, a great night. So you have the food, you have the entertainment. You don't have to go for the food part. If you want to go for the entertainment part, you guys have prices for that as well. And of course, I'll be taking part down at the hotel on 61 in Pottsville. So this is just a great night to go out. Is there, we're calling it's a gala. Is there a dress code that people may have to follow, or
well, that's where the fun part is. Some of us will be wearing tuxedos just to make it nice, but you can come in your best. Whatever that might be.
Whatever.
We won't turn you away. I just got a call on the way up here from Pat Garrett and his wife Susie. They'll be attending. Quite a few folks are going to be there. It'll be a nice intimate setting. There's only going to be 125 seats.
Okay.
So you'll be able to eat lunch, or eat supper, with the musicians.
Wonderful.
And have a great time.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break. Stay with us here on Topic A. When we come back, we'll recap everything and how you can be part of making sure the J.W. Cooper Community Center becomes reality. Stay with us on Topic A. We'll be right back.
You deserve to look your best.
Visit the Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau website at tourinapa.com for the listings of the many events you will find in Luzerne County. From wine festivals, hill climbs, tomato and kielbasa festivals, you will find it all in Luzerne County. Luzerne County was named the best outdoors destination in Pennsylvania by the official Best in PA website. The Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau will help you relax, relive history, and marvel at the area's stunning natural beauty. Luzerne County, you'll find it right here in Northeast PA.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Get the entire story when it's convenient for you and get it from WYLN News. 2 daily newscasts from your #1 source for local news. WYLN's Evening Edition News at 5:30 and WYLN's Late Edition News at 10. More than just headlines, it's the whole story. In-depth reporting on hot topics and more. Plus, the area's most accurate weather report from the WYLN Weather Center. More news, weather, and sports twice a day, only on WYLN. We're your local network.
And welcome back to Topic A, everyone. Here in our about final 4 minutes, we're going to just talk about the annual gala coming up to benefit the J.W. Cooper Community Center. And there'll be some booths there for people to see, take part in, of course, historical societies and such like that. So who will be joining you for the gala?
Well, besides some distinguished guests, we're going to have Tom Dragalis. He's the president of the Schuylkill County Historical Society. He's also a performer for Dark Horse, so we got two for the price of one there. We have Michael Kitsock, who's the Schuylkill County Historical Fire Society president. He and his wife will be in attendance. We have Sue Swearhart. She's the Greater Shenandoah Historical Society member. We also have Carrie Miller. She's a photographer and an author who has made frequent visits to Shenandoah, and she would also like to show some of her work.
So kind of a little bit for everybody. Of course, a history buff night, we'll call it. But there's something really for everybody to take part in at night. And of course, you guys are always looking for volunteers to help when you're cleaning, doing events like this. So if somebody wants to get involved and volunteer, how can they?
Well, they can just call me. Again, my cell number is 570-617-8920. Or email me at Kent@Steinmetz Jewelers. We do have a website, jwcoopercenter.org, and of course we have a Facebook page, which is spelled out J.W. Cooper Community Center. And you can private message us, mention you have a skill. We're looking for masons and roofers. And if you'd like to volunteer just a few hours a week, we'd love to use your talent.
And I know there's a lot of good going on with this building, as we talked earlier in the show. A place to bring the community together, something that the Shenandoah community is kind of missing. But to be able to get this project together, a few $1 million, and it's been a long process for you guys. Is there any such thing as a end date for their projects, or what's the projected look like?
I get asked that a lot, and I do know Valerie McDonald had said on an interview that she would pass away before she saw this to fruition. Sad to say she did. I'm starting to think I'll be handing the reins over to my son at some point to continue. It all depends upon the fundraisers, the help that we get within the community, the borough, as to if this gets done.
Has there been a lot of cooperation with some of the other businesses in the borough itself?
Well, some of the local businesses like Southchuck Lumber on Center Street, I think it's 622 East Main, they're a fantastic supplier, and they know a lot of how to do things, and I'm kind of a novice at this, and I need as much direction as I can receive, so they're great in that regard. Of course, there are some other businesses, local restaurants are always helping cater when we have big groups of volunteers that come, like La Casitas, even Domino's. There's a lot of good people there in Shenandoah that would really like to see this through.
All right. Well, Kent, I want to thank you so much for coming and talking to me about this. And it's something we've been following here in WYLN, and of course we'll continue to do. And remember, the gala night is on July 8th, which is a Friday night, down at the Ramada Inn in Pottsville. For more information, the website has been up on your screen, and look us up on our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us, everyone, on Topic A. Remember, this is where the community comes to talk, and be a part of your community, like the J.W. Cooper Center. Until next time, have a great night. We'll see you later.
I'm Brian Anderson. I served 2 years in Iraq. I lost both of my legs and my left hand in the line of duty. The troops coming home from Iraq is good news for all of us. But for many military families, another battle continues. Frequent and longer deployments have placed real financial, emotional, and sometimes mental strains on families. Unemployment among some troops is twice what it is among civilians. So now, more than ever before, our troops need us to be there for them. When military families need help, they call USA Cares. Please help by donating at usacares.org today and give them a hand up.